Everhood is my new favorite game released in 2021. There's really a lot I could say about it, but I'll save most of those thoughts for another time. It's deeply layered, and I could spend hours talking about how it impacted me. However, I think it is very important that you go into the game without knowing any spoilers. So if you're watching this video without having finished the game, please click off. I know I usually just put spoiler warnings in the descriptions of my videos because I don't like to clutter them, but this is especially important to me because not being spoiled significantly improved my experience with the game. Okay, are we good? Thank you. In Everhood, you spend the first half of the game getting to know the citizens of the realm of Everhood. You help them out with their troubles, race go-karts with them, and yes, you do get to play Dungeons & Dragons with them. That last part is particularly fun. It's a really silly game, and for a while I wasn't really sure what the point was. It was just a bunch of fun, but disconnected events. Then you get to the halfway point and everything changes. It's one of the best emotional gut punches in any video game I've played. The entire first half of the game has you on a quest to find your other arm, which was stolen at the beginning of the game. Once you get your arm back though, your true objective is finally told to you. You must kill all of the immortals in Everhood to free them from their eternal suffering. It's a really bleak setup for a game. In some ways it feels almost directly like a response to Undertale. Undertale has a run where you kill everyone too, but there it's framed as bad. In this game it takes that run and says, but what if killing everyone is the right option? Even with all the resistance you get in this game, ultimately it's a game about overcoming your mortality. Or, lack thereof. It's incredibly powerful, and it's one of the few games that I think everyone should play. Though there is one scene in the first half of the game that fits pretty well with the themes present in the second half. One of the first scenes that just feels wrong. It's a small scene in the endless desert before Gold Pig's castle, and it seems like just a one-off gag that you don't think about for the rest of the game. But once I reflected on my experiences in Everhood, I realized that it was more important than I initially expected. While on the way through the endless desert, you come across a car submerged in the middle of it. It revs up a little bit, but otherwise it's completely stranded there. It's still alive though until you take away its batteries. The game proclaims after this that it's dead and gives you a Steam achievement saying that you're a monster for killing it, which is pretty funny. These batteries are later used to access Brown Mage's lair. So is that all this is? Just a funny? Well, I don't think so. This car echoes all of the characters who live in Everhood. It's trapped but still alive. It can't move and it resists being killed, but once it is, it's totally at peace. You're the only one who can kill it, too. It's so fascinating to me. It's a great way to foreshadow the true nature of your existence. You are the Reaper of Souls, and this is the first one that you truly liberate. Just a car stuck in the middle of a desert. It's also interesting that the game frames you taking the batteries as a bad thing. After all, later ultimately frames the killing of everyone in Everhood as a good thing, even though you're met with hostility at every turn. This is to subvert the player's expectations when they have to start killing people, I think. After all, once you realize that you have to kill people, you'll think back to the incident with the car. Isn't dying scary? Isn't it an awful thing to have happen to you? Everhood tells us not to fear death, and it does so through a goddamn automobile stuck in the ground. If this has taught me anything, it's that gag scenes can be funny and important. It's funny that the game chastises you for killing a car, but it's also really interesting how this one instance prepares you for all the killing you'll have to do later in the game. A gag doesn't have to be just a gag, it can be so much more. This has been Arcade Everlasting, who loves that Everhood is an expansion of the ideas present in Final Fantasy IX of all games, signing off. Thank you for watching.